Happy New Year. Oh my God, welcome to the big show. This is the first show that I'm doing on YouTube. Okay, so it's not just, I listen, I'm moving up in 2022. Okay, and this show is about, it's not just, it's about New Year's resolutions. Happy New Year, by the way. It's not just about, first, and also, I just want to say I'm so excited. I replaced my good microphone, my Audio Technica. Audio Technica is a great brand, and I just did an unboxing of it. I'm forgetting the model number, but it's the one it's like $79. It's a USB and an XLR microphone. Okay, so right now I've got it hooked up. I don't want to do another review of the microphone, but I love this microphone so much. This is a replacement of the one that got stolen at a stupid comedy show. You know, because of COVID, we have to bring our own microphones. I've talked about this a lot on my podcast because I'm just so bitter about it. I just spent to shell out another $80, but very worth it. You should always use a pop filter. Hopefully this sounds okay. We'll find out later, but you should use a pop filter. But for now, I got myself a little condom on it to help a little bit with the p and the t sounds in my podcast. Anyway, boy, I'm making noise on the table. That table makes a lot of noise I can hear it in the earphones. So anyway, first time doing a video podcast. And I don't know if I'm going to do it every time. I don't know if I'm going to feel like doing it every time. But I'm doing it this time. And this podcast is about not just New Year's resolutions, but getting and having and maintaining the self-discipline to make those New Year's resolutions happen, and so that you can accomplish your goals. So you know, I'm always reading articles about things that I'm trying to work on myself. And this is I've done a podcast on New Year's resolutions before and self-discipline, I'm sure. And by the way, welcome to the big show. Again, I'm going to say, I'm so glad that you're back with me. Wild Times with Susan Maletta. It's because it's a wild time. We're going to have a wild time together. I'm going to take a drink. This is my Las Vegas cup. Cheers. Cheers to you in the new year. This looks like an innocent New Year's cup of coffee. A good sober cup of coffee. It's not. It's chocolate milk. I love chocolate milk, and it's spiked with rum. Okay. I have New Year's resolutions, and one of them was not stopping drinking, because one of my New Year's resolutions is to enjoy the new year. So why would I stop drinking? Okay, but if you do, good for you. And we're actually going to cover that, like I have a right to. But it's because it's part of the review. I'm doing a review in this. I normally review an article, but it's the new year. Going to do something new. I'm going to do a book review. I'm going to do a book review on self-discipline. The name of the book, I didn't read the book. I listened to it on Audible, okay? Because I take these long drives back and forth from Vegas to California, you know? And I have to, I listen to music usually. But I decided 2 new things in the new year. I'm going to, revisit learning Spanish. I know a lot of Spanish, more than you think. Es verdad, but not enough, and I can't speak it like quickly like I'd like to. And so I'm doing some audiobooks on Spanish, but I'm also doing audiobooks on all kinds of other topics. You know, I love books on investing, personal development, being an entrepreneur, cooking, all kinds of range of topics, because I have a range of topics and interests. And every new year, I face the challenge of my own lofty New Year's resolutions. They're always probably too lofty. In this book, the guy talks about, so his name is, what's his name? The narrator, I don't know if he pronounced his name correctly. Maybe he did. To me, his name sounds like it's pronounced Ray Vaden, but the narrator pronounced it Ray Vaden. It was only 1 D. I don't know why he went with Vaden. Maybe that's how he pronounces his name. I don't know. Maybe we should call him and ask him. I don't know if I'm self-disciplined enough to do that. I don't know if I don't think I care enough. Anyway, so he has this book, and the book is great. Ray Vaden. You know, I'm very critical of writers, unnecessarily so. But he's had a great book, and it was a quick listen. It was like under an hour on Audible. Real easy, digestible listen. I mean, you could do it on a trip from Santa Cruz to San Francisco. Anyway, so here we go. What I'm gonna do is, so I took notes. I took like, how many pages of notes did I take? I took handwritten notes because I'm old. Oh my God, 13 pages of notes. Okay, but we'll try to get through it quickly. This is gonna be a two-parter because I found also a great article online. You know, I love to read an article and assess it. I found another great article online about self-discipline. Oh, I don't even want to tell you what it is because I don't want you to run and read it before I get to read it to you. That's going to be part 2. Okay, so back to my 13 pages of notes because this book was so fucking good, you guys. Okay, so page 1 of my notes. Let's see what I have to, what was notable to me. Okay, so he talks about this Ray guy. He talks about, first of all, a little critique on the narrator. And I don't know his name. I don't remember. He was a good narrator, okay? He sounded great. You know, you can get a bad narrator and it ruins the whole book. But he was a pretty good narrator. Except he made a mistake. And so if you ever do, I don't know if you narrate, but definitely if you do podcasts, and I need to take this as my own advice, I learn and then I teach you. But what you shouldn't do, you shouldn't turn away from the microphone. You can hear that. I can hear that. Keep your mouth close to the microphone and watch your levels. I'm watching them on 2 monitors. If it goes into the red, you're too fucking loud. Okay, what was the other thing? Oh yeah. Mouse clicks can be heard when you're narrating a book or on a podcast reading an article like I've done before. And I've admitted to my mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I know because I listen back so that I can see how fucked up or great that it was. So you can't be like clicking. You can hear it. This is actually a quiet mouse, so it's not so bad. I got a quiet mouse because I am reading articles. Now, if I could only learn to stop slamming my hands on this table, I could hear that. This is a good microphone. Oh yes, I'm so happy about this microphone. Look around on my YouTube to find the unboxing so you can get the details of what this is. Doesn't it sound nice? Ooh, it makes me want to just use my radio voice, baby. Oh, yes, and here it is for you. This is like kind of weird that I'm on the video and the audio at the same time. I got to get used to this. But hey, here we are in 2022. New me, new you. And that's what we do. So back to this. 13 pages. Oh, God, maybe there's going to be a part 1 and 2 and 3. Maybe. We'll see if I can go the distance on my coffee. Or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so here's what I noted. He's talking about self-discipline. He talks about self-discipline is, it's the same as self-control, self-worth, and drive. So those are all akin to, okay? He says that people with self-discipline get to take regular days off. So, if you don't have self-discipline to get your stuff done, you're not going to get to have a day off because you have to work on your day off now. And that sucks. And we all know what that's like. Horrible. So you want a day off so you can play and have fun, You have to prioritize fun. I'm always talking about that on this podcast. It's called Wild Times for a reason. Because you have to have fun. So maybe if you're self-disciplined, you'll fucking get to have some fun on the weekends. Unless you work on the weekends, then I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have to take on your weekday day off. The goal of he's talking about is that you want to be able to take days off. Boy, I need to really click this along faster. I can already see 13 pages. I'm not even through a third of the first page, and the page that I'm reading from is not as big as the other pages. And wait till we get to the last page. So I better fucking, oh, I forgot that I'm also on audio. Audio doesn't, audio, people on the podcast, well, I'm forgetting you that you can't see. What I showed was a small piece of paper, the medium piece of paper, a large piece of paper. I'm like the Goldilocks of paper over here. Okay, so he also says if you build self-discipline, you'll be a role model for your kids, you know, if you have them, or, you know, whoever, friends, family, you'll become you could be a role model. He talks about good choices. So you're teaching good choices, and you're teaching the kids to make good choices and good decisions with your practice of learning self-discipline. And he notes that many parents don't know how to teach the art of self-discipline, and most are not taught this as a way of life themselves. So how can they teach it? So what he says is that you can't, even if you didn't learn it as a child, you can learn it as an adult. Isn't that something? I mean, maybe you can't teach I mean, this is from me to you, but, you know, maybe if you can't teach a dog, old dog new tricks, you can teach an old ass person new tricks, according to Ray over here. Ray Vadden. God, this microphone picks up every little thing. That's good and bad. What else does this guy say? So yeah, that was the new thing that I learned. I'm always looking for something new, you know, because you read the same shit online. I do. Same recycled shit over and over again. So I'm trying to find little nuggets of value to add, okay, and gain. And what I gained from that, and why I wrote it down, is that we can learn it as an adult. It's not too late. I'm gonna move along faster than this. Maybe I can learn to be a faster mover through a book reviewer. All right, so self-discipline, what did I write down? Develop daily habits to program your mind and build mental toughness, self-confidence, and willpower. So that's what you're going to get if you practice self-discipline on the regular. Okay, nice benefits. Okay, so, and he's talking about your inner voice controls your outward, self-discipline is that inner voice that controls your outward actions. So, blah, blah, blah. Talks about impulse control, delaying gratification, and okay, what was new that I got out of that? Oh, well, he was just talking about, so I guess I resonated with the point where he was talking about staying up, you could choose to stay up late out with your friends, you know, which is always fun. Who doesn't want to do that? I have to as part of comedy, but, you know, sometimes, you know, maybe I should be coming home sooner so I can get to bed at a reasonable time so I can get up for my normal workout routine that I started last year, which we'll get to. Yeah, I've done some of these things, guys. Like some of this I need to learn, but a lot of this I've already implemented, and I'm just here to share it with you because a lot of this works. But so you have to make internal decisions, and he's talking about delaying the fun that you want to have now. You know, a fun night, instead of having a fun night out with your friends, but, you know, maybe you should be studying for your exam if you're a student, or, you know, doing your laundry, because that's never ending. But, you know, instead, maybe you need to delay that night out and get your shit done. Won't you have more fun later? So anyways, I don't know. I wrote that down. I wrote that down notably because I have a problem with impulse control. I love to have fun right fucking now. Right now. And I am having fun right now with you. But this table's too loud for me to be leaning on it. Okay, page. I use the backs of them. Page 1 is page 6 on the back. Hey, page 2. Here's page 2. Self-discipline is a powerful tool in life, he says. He's talking about this, and then he just talks about you can have cake, but you should only have one slice of cake. You know, in Safeway, they sell it by the slice. And it's good fucking cake. It's moist. I just noticed on my video that I I'm sitting like a farmer with my arms out to my sides. It's not exactly a feminine pose. Bring my arms in. Here, that's better. I don't know, but what do I, because why are my hands on my hips? Because I feel like an authority on self-discipline or cake. I love cake. It's hard to eat one slice of cake. So you can just go into Safeway and you can buy a slice of cake. Boom. One and done. So it was funny that he said that, because I do that. Because I'll fucking eat a whole fucking cake. Trust me. I'll eat cake until I vomit like a cat. You know how cats and dogs don't stop eating until they vomit? I'm like that with cake. I love cake. He says, don't deprive yourself. Use goals to keep yourself on track. Okay, okay. Where's the slice of cake in this piece of note on page 2? Where's the slice of cake in page 2? If all facts are not known, okay, path of self-discipline, if knowing you have a personal weakness and being imperfect. Okay, yeah, he talks about you have to acknowledge your personal weaknesses and acknowledge that you're not perfect. You have to acknowledge that you are not perfect. And then you won't, I don't know, expect so much of your fucking self. I don't know. I can't remember what he said after that, but I like that. I like to know that it's okay to not be perfect. Ooh, my boobs are bouncing on the video. You'll have to watch the video, because I just noted that that caused, I was shrugging my shoulders excessively. Little cliffhanger for the people who haven't watched this yet. Okay, so step 2, remove temptations. If you're on the track to self-discipline, you got to remove your temptations, Okay, and he said, set goals and plan to achieve. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, goals. Goals, schmoles. Yeah, I know. Set goals. Why did I write this down? Start with, just for you guys, to start with smaller and easier goals. I know I was talking about lofty and ambitious goals. Yes, have those too. I think you should have both. If you can't handle big goals, start with smaller goals, okay? They give you a sense of accomplishment, okay? There I go with my arms again. I'd be good at a chicken dance. It'd be good at, there I go again. Set goals. Self-discipline allows more time that allows for satisfaction. Whatever the fuck that meant. Maybe I was trying to say it allows more time, which leads to satisfaction, that you have more time. I don't know. I don't remember. These are just, my chicken scratch ears. Oh yeah, he gave a chemistry test versus a pub crawl example. I feel like this author's a student. So, a college student. An alcoholic college student. You hear me, Ray? Maybe it's time for treatment in the new year, Ray. As I take a sip of my rum. Hold on. Oh, Ray, I know, the pub crawl. He's talking about chemistry test versus a pub crawl. You should stay home and study for that chemistry test, so you better get a better grade. I'm going to handcuff my fucking hands together, because I'm doing some weird shit on video right now. It's not okay. I'm learning. It's the new year, and I'm not perfect. I'm going to set a goal to not flap my arms like a fucking chicken on the video version of my podcast. That is not what I call a wild time that I would enjoy, is flying away on my own arms on vacation. So, I'm so excited. I might take a little vacation to Florida. I don't know when, but I will. I love vacations. But I shouldn't be talking about vacations when I'm talking about self-discipline and work ethic related topics. So let's stick to, I'm only on page 2. This isn't going to fucking work. It's going to have to be a 3-parter. 3 parts? Ugh. Who has the time? With self-discipline, maybe I'll make the time. I mean, I guess I don't have to read all the notes. Okay, so what was the thing with the chemistry test? Yeah, you want to go on a pub crawl? Okay, but this is nothing new. We talked about that. You got to delay the fun. Oh, okay. He had something good here I wrote. Okay. Self-discipline. He talks about self-discipline. If you're self-disciplined, you are a proactive person. I wonder if I had some duct tape where I could duct tape my hands together. This is getting embarrassing now. I'm gonna hold myself. Okay, that sounded bad on audio. Oh, it's hard to juggle audio and video. I just noticed. What a fucking dumbass. I keep doing it. That's funny. How you watch yourself on video and you see that you do mannerisms you don't even know that you do. What else am I gonna do that we don't know is coming? First I bounce my titties, and then I hold my arm out like an authoritarian dictator of a country that I have no business controlling. I'm still on page 2. Are you still with me? Proactive versus reactive people. I'm a reactive person and a proactive person. Need to be more proactive and less reactive, okay? Especially emotionally reactive. Oh my God. Okay, so he gives an example like, okay, so proactive people, okay, if they go out and they go to start their car and their car doesn't fucking start, a proactive person, they would have planned for that, you know. They would have had the spare tires, car insurance, fucking a phone that works to call the car insurance, money in the bank to pay for the repair, all that. Okay, they had a plan in place. They had you know, if they were in the snow, they had a first aid kit in the car. They had all kinds of like protection against the warmth in case they broke down if the car didn't start and they were out there, some problem out on the road, God forbid, in the snow. That's the proactive person. Like they can handle anything. Trust me, on my road trip, if something goes wrong, I have roadside coverage, which I wouldn't take a road trip unless I had that, okay? Okay, that's a lie. I took a lot of road trips when I realized I didn't have that coverage, and I could have been fucked. So then I got the coverage, and now I'm not going to get fucked. At least not on the road. I'm holding my arm. I'm holding my own arm so that I won't flail it. Oh my God, that's so weird. Page 2. Okay, so the reactive person. Okay, so the proactive person anticipates the problems and prevents them rather than reacting to them when they fucking happen. Okay? And Ray didn't cuss at all in his book. That's all me. As you know. No shock there. No shock there. The reactive person is just like, oh, fuck, my fucking car didn't start, dude. I'm fucked. Fuck the world, man. God damn it. Fuck this shit, bro. God. Why does this always happen to me? The world's out to get me, man. You know what? Fuck this. It's just fucking bullshit. You know? Those are the reactive people when the car doesn't start. Now what the fuck am I gonna do? I can't catch a break. Motherfucker. It's just kind of fun to sound like that person. You know, and I've been that person. You know, I'm that person that doesn't get gas on time sometimes. And I almost run out of gas. This happens to me even though I tell myself, oh, it's fucking 2 bars and you don't let it go below 3 bars. And then I'm just like, oh, don't let it go below 2 bars. I'm like, don't let it go below 1 bar. And then I start watching the battery after I've exhausted the gas on the fucking hybrid on the Prius vagina. I'm at the bottom of page 2. It's going to be a 7-part podcast at this point. Holy shit. I'm learning all kinds. I don't have the self-discipline to keep a podcast on track. How am I going to teach you about self-discipline from, oh, that's right. I'm not teaching you. Ray is. I'm just evaluating the book and it was good. The review of the book, not so good. Page 3. We got to page 3. And you're going to hear, it's so rookie. You're going to hear the parrot. I was talking about don't use mouse clicks. And as I rattle all these papers along into the podcast. And everything better fucking be recording also, because I'm also using a new software. A new, I think it's recording, isn't it? Anyway, let's not delete that. Anyway, okay, page 3. Now we get into something more interesting and novel. The brain pathways. Okay, the brain pathways examples that he gives. Okay, he gives he talks about that emotions and behaviors are not allowed to control the person. You don't let it control the entire day. The key didn't lock it. Sorry. Okay. I fucked up. He talks about, that nerve pathways are created by bad habits, but they can be corrected by the new ones. So your brain pathways that you think are screwed up for life and you're never going to change these bad habits, that's wrong. Remember how I said earlier that he was talking about? My arm went crazy again. Remember I said that he was talking about how you can learn new habits as an older person? Like controlling your arm muscle spasms, I don't know. That you can correct your nerve pathways in your brain by developing your new habits that are going to lead to self-discipline. We're always talking about habits on this podcast, right? Because that's what always, and okay, behavior is driven by habit, personal habits. A self-disciplined person is never late for work due to not knowing where, okay, this is an example of a person who knows where their shoes are. Like it's just an example of someone who puts their shoes in a certain place every day. They don't just fucking kick off their shoes when they walk in. They take off their shoes and they put it in a certain place, okay? So he uses this example that person who has a place to put their shoes will never be late for work, ever, because they couldn't find their shoes. Their shoes are there in that designated place. That's part of being a self-disciplined person, is going and putting your shoes over there in the spot. Just put them over there in a dedicated spot, you know? It's a good habit. That's the whole thing about having a home for everything. What are the things that make you late for work? He doesn't talk about the book, but I'm thinking about it. Keys, a shoe that matches another shoe. I don't know. What are people fighting about? What are people bitching about that they're losing all the time? Or blaming other people in the household that they're losing? It's usually keys and some item of jacket, some paperwork. They should all have some mail, some important mail. They should all have an important home, dedicated spot. Okay. So, the shoes example, I think we can move on. Oh yeah, he talks about the goal of saving money. You could put a jar and put $1 a day into the jar and all your pocket change every day. Or do a payroll deduction into your savings account. Sit back and watch that jar get filled up on the dresser, or sit back and watch your savings account filled up, and then you will see that goal coming to fruition. All right. We've moved past page 3. You know what? I'm only going to take it to page 4 because I'm getting fucking tired of this. Because I shouldn't have done an unboxing video right before this. I think that took my energy away. All right, so page 4, I've made notes on this guy's book. He's talking about gratitude, which I've also talked about. Gratitude versus negative emotions, and how it's important, if you're developing self-discipline, to let go of your negative emotions, and that it's a great way to, yeah, just said that. And that you should meditate daily. I do that in the mornings now. And it leads the body to sync up with the mind. So try it, I guess. I mean, it works for me. It helps me get centered in the morning. I just do affirmations, I am beautiful, I am successful, blah, 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 blah. You repeat after me, blah, 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 blah. I like Bob Baker. Bob Ram. Bob Baker. Okay, so what else does he say? Set goals by writing them down, and to write them down on paper, not like in your phone, or like Post-its or whatever, just that you can see it. You can't just have it in your mind, because it's out of sight, out of mind. It has to be in sight. I put like Post-it notes around. Don't be ashamed of that. You should have affirmations. You can do it. You got this. You're beautiful. You're successful. And also, your goals and pictures of your goals. You want a beautiful beach house someday like I do? That's my dream. You should have pictures of beautiful beach houses all over your fucking walls. And I don't, and I should. I need to get a picture. I need to get a picture of my dream house and put it on. I blow it up and put it on my wall. So, what an inspiring book. So, and a lot of these, of course, you have, these are recycled concepts, for the most part, I will say. It's good to always re-put them into the old noggin, okay? And put them to use. That's what we're going to do. So, set the goals down, set the goals, commit to the goals by writing them down on paper. If you're always seeing them, they're impossible to ignore. My arm just went awry. I had to rein it in. It's an interesting video. You'll have to check it out if you didn't see the video, right? Oh my God, I'm gonna use my arm to just drink. That's all it's gonna be for, not flailing. What the fuck? It's the darndest thing. That's my New Year's resolution, to self-regulate my arm. So I'm going to arm wrestle someone and just make it weak, and then I won't flail it. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'll do. Arm wrestle. All right, page 4, and then we're going to stop. And it's going to be, I can tell, a 3-part series. That's just how it goes. Because we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Fuck it. At least I'm fucking doing it. I'm here. So he gives an example. Also, to be self-disciplined, that will help to be, this is part of what your goals are probably for the new year, but you should be eating good, healthy food, sleeping 7 to 9 hours, exercising, all the shit you've heard before. You should be doing it because it'll help you with your energy levels so you can, get your goals accomplished, which maybe relate to healthy eating and exercises. So I guess, see what happens there? I don't know. So good, healthy food. So fucking play around with what works with your sleeping schedule. Maybe it works for you to get 7 hours, maybe 9, maybe 8, but try it. He also stresses the importance of getting to bed on time and waking up on time. Like at a regular time, I mean. Again, we've heard these things all before, but maybe we should try them, I guess. To keep a regular bedtime. That's something I don't do. Maybe if I got more sleep, I wouldn't flail my arms energetically. Weird. I'm freaking myself out. You guys still here? He says, okay, we're almost at the end of page 4, and I'm going to end this fucking thing. Okay? So keep the bedtime and the wake-up time the same every day. Keep them the same. And the last thing, for page 4, just for part 1 of this podcast series on self-discipline, on reviewing this guy's book, which I like. Practice organization. Okay, so take one drawer and organize it. Take one drawer, one cluttered drawer, organize it. Have couple little boxes nearby, one to donate, one to throw away, and one to find a home for it, a designated spot in your house. Oh, the boost of momentum it'll give you, and I believe in that. Small steps, baby steps. Okay, he has a lot of more good points that maybe I'll reflect and figure out how to deliver better next time. But again, I was distracted by the whole video thing. It's new for me. But this way you can see my utter disgust at stuff with my facial expressions, because I have like a lot of a range of faces that convey disgust and anger and annoyance. And you'll get to see them all and experience them all if you tune into the video version of my podcast, which I'm going to start doing. All right, I had enough of this. All right, okay, so thanks for being here. Again, as usual, my loyal listeners. And now maybe not my loyal, maybe not so loyal video subscribers of this weird little podcast that I do on personal development topics. And now what am I doing with my hand? cheers to you in the new year. I've had enough of this. I'll see you soon for part 2. Okay, please join me for part 2. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And good luck to you with your New Year's resolutions and developing self-discipline in your own ways or in the ways that I've described. Okay? Take care. Love you. Mwah, mwah.